Good morning, everyone. It's Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and we are back for another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite, where we talk about all things U.S. immigration. So, the first thing I want to talk about are fun facts. Not H-1B. I know that's what y'all were thinking, but not H-1B. We're going to start with fun facts. And fun facts I have for you this week are surrounding the U.S. Olympic team. So the U.S. Olympic team sent roughly just under 600 athletes. And we have some stats that came out from the George Mason University's Institute for Immigration Research. And they have told us that roughly 3.7% of the athletes were not born in the United States, making them immigrants to the United States, but still proudly representing the US team. So I thought that was kind of neat. And they also let us know that 7% of the US athletes representing the country in Paris at the Summer Games are children of immigrants or second generation immigrants. So I thought that was just a fun immigration fact that people may want to know about. And it is me not starting with H-1B. So I think that's important for y'all to recognize. The next thing I want to talk about with y'all this morning is the Visa Bulletin. So we know the Visa Bulletin comes out every single month, and it basically tells us where someone stands in line and how quickly we think we're going to be able to get their final green cards processed. So from the August Visa Bulletin to the September Visa Bulletin, we didn't really see any changes. The most significant change that we did see was we saw retrogression in the EB3 category. So retrogression is really just another word for backlog, right? It just means it's going to take a little bit longer to get that ultimate green card issued. So we have seen some retrogression in the EB3 category. So if you have any questions about where your particular priority date stands, where your place in line is, feel free to give our office a call. We're happy to have that conversation with you. Really, the big piece of news that we got at the 11th hour on Friday, what I like to affectionately refer to as another Friday surprise from our immigration service, is the program that they announced not that long ago regarding helping immigrants that are in the U.S., have entered the U.S. unlawfully, and are currently married to U.S. citizens. We've been hearing for a little while now that they would start accepting applications today, August 19th. And really, as of early morning last Friday, we had no instructions on that. So at the 11th hour on Friday, we got instructions, we got a form, we got a filing fee. We know how we can file the applications now. So they actually did come out with a comprehensive guide, or comprehensive at this point, a guide on how to get these applications filed. So they have said that they have started accepting applications today. So we're certainly working to make that happen for clients. And as a reminder, the eligibility for this particular program is you must have entered the U.S. without status, so without admission, without parole. So you came into the U.S. initially without status. You have been continuously living in the U.S. for 10 years as of June 17th, 2024. So that dates you back to June 17th, 2014. We will need to be able to show that you've been living continuously in the U.S. since that date. That for many people is going to be the heavy lift in terms of providing documentation showing that you are physically present and living continuously in the U.S. for those full 10 years. You also must be currently married to a U.S. citizen. So married to a U.S. citizen, lawfully married to a U.S. citizen. So if you had a spouse overseas that you never legally divorced, and then you came to the U.S. and married someone else, USCIS will not consider you to be legally married in the U.S. because you have another spouse. You have that relationship was never legally ended. So for some people, that will also be a bit of a heavy lift to figure out. And also, you can't have any disqualifying criminal history. So those are sort of the really high level criteria. If you believe that you qualify, if you're interested in having a conversation about that, please feel free to reach out to my office. That is something that we have been having conversations with folks about up to this point, and obviously we'll continue having and helping as many people as we can take advantage of this process. The great part about this parole in place program is that it allows people not to have to leave the United States to process their green card. Previously, if you had entered unlawfully and you were married to a US citizen, you were looking at having to leave the US to process your application. And so, one of the things that USCIS has been doing leading up to this 11th hour Friday announcement was they had recently sent out emails and in some cases text messages to individuals that were already in their records that they felt might be qualified for this parole in place program. So we are working through applications for this. Again, the filing date opens today, August 19th. And we will see what kind of tweaks happen and how quickly USCIS will be able to get these applications processed. And then we'll move forward from there, and I will keep you up to date. The next thing that I wanted to talk about is, you guessed it, yes, H-1B. I have to talk about it, y'all. I have to talk about it. So recently, USCIS ran a second lottery, as I've been talking about on the Monday lives with you here. They ran a second lottery. If you have not checked your My USCIS account and you were not selected in the initial lottery back in March, go ahead and make sure that you check your My USCIS account. If your status has moved from submitted to selected, if your status now says selected, that means you were selected in the second lottery, and you need to start preparing your H-1B application for filing. If your status still says submitted, then you were not selected for the lottery and you are not eligible to file your H-1B application. So again, if you haven't checked your My USCIS account in a while, please do so. You may have been selected in that second lottery. Well, that is all I have for y'all this morning. Have a wonderful rest of your Monday and a great rest of your week. And if you need any assistance with your immigration applications, if you are hiring someone, if you are expanding your business into the United States and you need some immigration assistance, feel free to reach out to my office. Again, I am Carol Williams with Williams Immigration, and this has been another Monday morning edition of Beyond the Soundbite. Bye.